In this installment, we're going to be going over the Monday Night Football doubleheader slate we got going on. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Monday Night Football doubleheader we got going on. We have Buccaneers versus Lions, and we have the Houston Texans against the Seattle Seahawks. So two premium matchups here for Monday. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessNHSD. Don't forget about the TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.3 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20k, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now for our videos for this weekend on week 7, a little bit of a downturn after red hot week 6 where we swept on the late slate and went like 6-7-1 on the early slate. We came back down a little bit here on week 7. We got 4-7 as of right now. Hopefully that this 49ers Atlanta game goes our way, then we'll be able to finish 5-7, and then hopefully we can sweep and finish even for the week. All right, that'll be huge for this week here in NFL. All right, now guys, if you want to sign up for that Patreon, remember that link is provided down below. You click on that link, you're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I will be dropping the Super Bowl prediction on Monday, so get access to that Patreon. You'll get the Super Bowl selections that I have for this season already in week number 7. All right. In Ford Fields here, we have the Detroit Lions 4-2 going up against the Buccaneers here 5-1. Looking at the current odds for this premium matchup here in Detroit, we have the Lions as home favorites -285. Come back at the Buccaneers at a +230. Point spread at 6. Total points at 52.5. Looking at the public bet percentage here, let's see where everyone is leaning. Very interested to see on this, and we have 72% of the bets, 72% of the money all over Detroit. So public and sharps all over on Detroit money line. For the point spread, 74% of the bets, 70% of the money all over Tampa Bay to cover. And for the total, we have 58% of the bets on the under, but 62% of the money towards the over 52.5. All right, so sharps are looking at the over in this total, and I think I know why. Let's look at the injury report here. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Levante Davis is trending towards playing. That's a positive. Emeka Egbuka, I'll show you right here from Adam Schefter. Mike Evans is likely to play in this game. That's a huge boost there. And then Emeka Egbuka has a real chance to play despite suffering a low-grade hamstring strain. Bucs will not decide on his status until pregame warmups. So this is going to come down all the way until right before game time here, where they're going to make a decision on if he can go or not. If he can go, that's going to be a huge positive. I'll tell you why in a second. All right, now Chris Godwin's going to be out. Luke Haggard out, the tackle, and Bucky Irving is still out. They have an exceptional backup and number 3 running back as well. Sean Tucker and Rashad White are definitely are very capable here, taking over the reins here while Bucky Irving is dealing with his foot and shoulder. Teddy Bridgewater, doesn't matter, he's questionable, but he's the backup. And then Josh Williams, a 4th-string running back, he's out. Okay, now this is where things get very interesting because the Detroit Lions are decimated in the secondary. All right, we saw last week what the Chiefs did to this secondary in the Detroit Lions. They got bullied, punked, and they're out yet again. Kirby Joseph, Avonte Maddox, and Terrion Arnold all are out. That's the your 2 top corners and your number 1 safety out. Look at the red here. Look at the red here. You got your decent front 7. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson is going to have to create pressure. But that back half, and you got Gunslinger and Baker Mayfield, it doesn't matter who he's thrown to. He's going to exploit these mismatches here, going up against the secondary here with Rockison and Amick Robertson, who they like tossed away. The Las Vegas Raiders did. This is a big issue here for me in this spread. All right, even money line in this game here. Now, like I said before, you got to take the passing yards allowed with a grain of salt here for the Detroit Lions, because they didn't have all these injuries. Now the last 2 weeks they do. These numbers have increased. And you saw against Kansas City where they got exploited, allowing 30 points here, and Patrick Mahomes went off in that game. And I can see similar things here. Baker Mayfield is not afraid to throw the football. 30 points against San Francisco, 38 against Seattle, and you're missing your two top corners and your safety. This is going to be an exciting game. I'm telling you that right now. At least the Buccaneers on the other end, they should be able to mitigate the run. They're top 5 in the league rushing yards allowed, but they are allowing some passing yards. Okay, so I do like the over in this game, over 52.5. That's going to be my secondary play. My main play will be Buccaneers +6. If you can get a +7, if you want to pay some juice here to get to the +7, fine. It's probably going to be at like -140. That's definitely worth it. But I have full confidence here in the Buccaneers in this spot on Monday Night Football. With the injuries here, I'm trusting in Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans coming back. Hopefully Emeka Egbuka, but he has plenty weapons here to definitely exploit the Detroit Lions secondary. So top play +6, secondary play over 52.5, and I think this is going to be a shootout. Last but not least here in Lumen Field, we have the Seattle Seahawks 4-2 going against the Houston Texans 2-3. Looking at the current odds for this one here, Seattle home favorites -175 with the comeback of the Texans at a +145. Point spread at 3, total points at 41. All right. Looking at the public bet percentage here, we have 87% of the bets, 82% of the money coming in on Seattle. For the point spread, we have 63% of the bets, 65% of the money coming on Seattle to cover. And for the total, 68% of the bets, 67% of the money towards the over 41 on the total. All right. Now, looking at the injury report here for both of these teams, we have 3 DNPs from Derek Hall, so we're waiting on news confirmation if he's going to be able to go or not. He's highly questionable with 3 DNPs. Everyone else seems to be fine here for the Seattle Seahawks. They're getting healthier in the secondary. A lot of these guys like Reek Woolen and Devon Witherspoon and Julian Love were out in multiple weeks previously. They're getting their cast and characters back, and this is a dangerous team when they have a healthy defense. All right, this defense is really, really talented at every level, very similar to the Houston Texans here. But we're waiting on news about Danico Autry, one of their best pass rushers. He's a DNP right here, questionable. We're going to wait and see if he's going to be able to give it a go. Christian Kirk is out, so they're going to have to rely on Jaden Higgins. And then Elijah Hussey here, he is out of this game. He's one of their secondary cornerbacks, not one of their main ones, okay? So in this particular spot here, inconsistent Houston Texans. Let's not forget the Texans, how they were at the beginning of the season. What we saw the last 2 weeks, it kind of like blinded, and you think that the Texans are back. This is still a very bad team, okay? They lost to the LA Rams, lost to Tampa Bay, lost to Jacksonville, who isn't good. Took advantage of the Tennessee Titans. Obviously, them and the Jets are one of the worst teams in the league. And then the Baltimore Ravens, another team that's one of the worst in the league. They took advantage of the Ravens with Cooper Rush. Obviously, he cannot move the football, so they took full advantage of that offensively and defensively and padded their stats as well. All right, they scored 44 points in that game, and they took advantage of these 2 games. All right, when you're looking at rushing yards allowed per game, it's 7th, but it's not a true ranking here because of what happened. There's an outlier that we saw in the last 2 weeks, because if I go back against Jacksonville, they gave up 3 touchdowns rushing wise. Against Tampa Bay, they gave up over 150 yards rushing. So if we go back, there's big question marks here and against stopping the run. And we have a talented duo here in Seattle with Zach Charbonnet and with our boy on the cover, who we have here, who is super dynamic, and Ken Walker. We have that dynamic duo going up against this team. I think they can exploit that rush defense here against the Houston Texans. They are solid against the pass, but I think they're going to work on the inside and then work out. Obviously, get that run game going. The play action will come. And Sam Darnold has been so efficient here this season. He's across the board. He's been phenomenal. 116 passing rating, that's third in the NFL. Over 1,500 passing yards, that's third in the NFL. He's tied for sixth in touchdowns with 11. His completion percentage is also second in the league at 73%. So across the board here, Darnold on a new team, outside of what we saw him, what he did against with the Vikings here. He is performing yet again, all right? And if you got a run game, two-headed monster, and you got efficient, super efficient Sam Darnold, then this is going to be a bad matchup here for inconsistent team here in the Houston Texans. Defensively, yeah, but that's only going to last for but so much because your offense struggles so much, all right? It's really bad this season, what we've seen from the Houston Texans. And I can kind of say that CJ Stroud, I can compare him almost to Trevor Lawrence, how inconsistent he is, or bad he is. I don't want to keep saying inconsistent, but that's how it is, what it is here with those two quarterbacks as of right now. All right. Can you say offensive line issues for the Texans? You could, but I think the right team here is Seattle. I like the -3 on this one. I'll take that spread, -3 for the total. I'm not saying I don't think it'll be high scoring. I think the pace will slow down here with Seattle running the football. Obviously, the struggles of the Texans and the strength of the Seattle defense here, stopping their run and getting healthy in the secondary. I'm going to go with the under in this one. So main play will be Seattle -3 on a point spread. Secondary play will be under 41 in the total. I think this is a mismatch here, and I think the Texans come back down to where we saw them earlier in this season. All right, so that's going to be our breakdown here for the Monday Night Football doubleheader. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that. Also, guys, get signed up for that Patreon. You click on that link, you're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes up 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.